would be extremely depressed if their daughter...
Selling real and Chevy.
Propagating truth in a world of lies. You are listening to the John H. Project.
Trust no one. Trust no one. Trust no one.
You found it. You're here. You're headlong down the runaway train that is the Anomic Age, and I am your host, John Age. Happy to be back with you in the main seat once again. Hailing proudly from the coastal plains of the Old North State. I'll be your tour guide this evening as we take a somewhat satirical journey down the path of murder, destruction, mayhem, and the extermination of human life on this planet. A forced march into obsolescence thrust upon us by a global satanic death cult of pedophiles. Check out anomicage.com. If you can do no more, please like all the likes. Subscribe to all the subscriptions. PayPal.me/anomicage. Patreon.com/anomicage as well. Looks a little like that on the main screen if you're into that thing. You can make a donation with the Cash App. You can make a donation with the Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, the Patreon link, and so much more. Folks, we got the free iPhone app, which is alive and kicking well. We got the Android app, too. It's all free for you. We've definitely got the free newsletter and the subscribe by email link. I like the subscribe by email link. I really do. Because when all else fails, the subscribe by email link always comes through. Thankfully, I think I have finally gotten the app to work. No thanks to any of the people that are supposed to do that. Just me. So the apps are working, quite aptly, pun intended. But the subscribe by email link, man, that's the old standby. When everything else has gone plooey, oh yeah, you're going to get that subscribe by email link, folks. And you can unsubscribe just as easily as you subscribe. So if you don't want to subscribe anymore, that's cool. Hasta luego. Okie dokie, folks. We got so much good stuff to talk about. Not so good news. It's hot as anything out here in NC right about now. It ain't cold anymore. It makes me sick. Only good news is it's raining. So we can pray that the cold returns and the rain stays. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? I want to thank everybody who sent me some well wishes on the old birthday. Thank you so much yesterday. That was lovely. Especially all the Facebook family people. Thank you, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you again. Can't say it enough. Thank you. I have nothing but gratitude in my heart for you. And thanks to everybody that's listening out there right about now. Thanks to all those folks out there in the Patriots prayer realm. It's nice to be on there. Patriots prayer people, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sort of keeping an eye on you over there, making sure everything's all right. But anyway, thanks so much, Patriots prayer people. And as always, the Anomic Age people. Propagating truth in a world of lies. Man, there's so much lies, it's hard to even keep up. It really is. It's darn near impossible to keep up, really. What's going on with that thing? There we go. That's better. Anyway, darn near impossible to keep up, I tell you. Just darn near impossible. Dial up tonight's episode. One nation under France? No. Zimbabwe? No. Brazil? Nay. One nation under Israel. That is it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans of all ages. Those of you who still identify as human. Whew, it's hard to miss the elephant in the room, isn't it? The elephant in the room has defecated everywhere. It's destroyed the furniture, it's kicking the walls down, it's smacking people around with his trunk. The elephant in the room is just ridiculous. The elephant in the room is lit the menorah. It's wearing a little. It's crazy, folks. If you don't know, now you know. To quote Biggie, if you don't know, now you know. We are one nation under Israel. That's as plain as I can make it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Humans of all ages, that's the realness. My goodness gracious sakes alive. Whew, man. You just can't even deny it anymore, people. The proverbial they, are rubbing your nose in the brown stuff. Forgive me if I get a little Cosby on. Rubbing your nose in the brown stuff, and it's not the Jell-O pudding, it's something else completely. It's completely creepy. That's what the bleep's up, folks. Whew. Man. It's hard to not make any show like this a comedy. I mean, that's what perplexes me, how anybody can actually get up here and just do like a straight-laced show with the tie and the suit, and we're coming live and real from the, get the bleep out of here. And everything's breaking news, breaking, emergency alert, breaking news. What the hey is actually breaking news anymore, or emergency news? And nothing is a breaking anything anymore. Everybody knows everything at the drop of a hat. If you don't, you need to tune into the Anonymous Gauge. We got a lovely news section of the Anonymous Gauge. Anybody check this anytime? Yeah, the news section in the Anonymous Gauge is quite swift, folks. It's got all kinds of news up there, man. I'm not trying to plug myself, but somebody's got to plug myself. You don't toot your own horn, nobody will. Yeah, folks, it's downright silly. I'm trying to think of this guy's name, and I can't think of it. Oh, man, I always wanted to get him on the show, and he's passed away. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going to pull this up. I know this is making somebody sick, but just deal with it. It's okay. We're talking Ruby Ridge. I can't remember that gentleman's name. Randy Weaver. Randy Weaver, folks, and Ruby Ridge. I remember long ago when I was first getting into all this Ruby Ridge stuff, which was years and years ago. I missed it when it happened. It was like 1990, I think. I don't know. I might have been, I think it was in 8th grade. I didn't care. To be honest with you, I just cared about skateboarding and girls, and that's about it. But, yeah, Randy Weaver came out long ago. I mean, he didn't come out and say this. This was him depicted in pictures and so forth, photographia, non-AI photographia. And he was wearing a shirt, something about Zog. Zion occupied something. I don't know. Kneel before Zog. Zionist occupied government. And I always go back to the old Superman deal where he's the real Superman deal, not this remake Horse Petite, the real stuff in the 70s and 80s, where he's facing the folks, kneel before Zod. I think it might have been a slip there. Maybe it was kneel before Zog, because that's exactly where we are, folks. And there's no sense in fronting, beating around the bush, pretending, get your little land of make-believe trolley. Ding, ding, ding. Mystery feelings at the door. Oh, let me change my shoes and sweater, huh? Yeah, folks, go back to make-believe land if you want to do that. Go back to those folks that I listed about 2 shows ago when I was talking about the controlled bunch. Yeah, if you look at the controlled bunch, the only person on there is old Nick Fuentes that will dare mention these people by name. And I got some questions on Nicky Nick too, as far as some of his something fishy with Nick. That's all I can say. I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is. I'm just trying to be nice. But you can all surmise for yourselves. You look at the rabbit hole long enough, you'll get what I'm putting down. A lot of people notice. Owen Benjamin talks about this sometimes, There's others too, but I'm just throwing out some names that you can travel down that hole and figure out some stuff, okay? Anyway, he's the only person on the control bunch that even dares to mention our greatest ally. Of course, he didn't mention them as it pertained to old Charles Lee Kirk there. No, not Charles, but, He would at least mention them. Everybody else on that list is like, oh, he who can't say anything bad about anything. AJ can only talk about USS Liberty. That's all he can admit to even being real in the realm of Israel. Everything else is just, well, there's various globalist mafias. There's various control arms. There's the families of the, bloodlines of the Illuminati. Anyway, but if you don't know, now you know. Now you need to know what's going down, folks. It's downright silly out there. Just silly. And I've done shows on this in the past. I know I've done 2 different shows on this where I've talked about dominance displays. If you look at anomicage.com, I know you can find one of them under dominance displays because that's what it's entitled. But I discussed it on many other shows as well because that's the deal, folks. You're seeing dominance displays on display in D.C., the District of Criminals, the District of Columbia. If you don't know what that's all about, you should. Masonic, Illuminati, all that, It's a district for a reason. It ain't a state. You might want to look into the iconography. You might want to look into those large stone objects and stuff, But this ain't a show for that, because we got to cover the obvious. How in the devil can this be true? One nation under Israel? ¿Por qué, Juan? ¿Por qué? Well, I don't know either, folks, but it's daggum sure obvious now. So in the shows that we've already done on dominance displays, that's really what it is. You've seen a just pincer attack of dominance displays in the last 72 hours. It's downright comical. I can't even keep up with it. It's so hilarious. It's just hilarious. And really what this is it's a humiliation ritual on a national scale. So it's a humiliation ritual not just for the people in Iowa, not just for the people in D.C., not for the people in North Cac, where I'm at. It's for the todo los Estados Unidos. For all the United States, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. For all of us. It's for all of us to feel punked, to feel relegated, to feel denigrated. This is rubbing your nose in the brown stuff on a national scale that I've never seen before. You could look at different false flags and ops all the way back from the sinking of the Lusitania to the sinking of the Maine to the Gulf of Tonkin to the murder of JFK, MLK, RFK too. What else? Ronald Reagan, John Lennon, all those too. You could see all of those as just sort of little micro humiliation rituals. The joke of the Challenger being real, and you see all those people, the joke of the moon landing being real. All this is trauma-based mind control. All of this is a humiliation ritual. All of this is a mechanism to just make the general public throw up their hands. We're supposedly the country of the revolution. We are supposedly the nation built on 1776. We're supposedly that guy. But I hate to tell you, folks, that guy ain't walking through the room, man. He is not opening up those doors and walking through. He's not. Thomas Jefferson ain't showing up. George Washington, all his Masonic regalia, ain't coming down the avenue. It ain't happening, man. That ain't happening. William Penn, he ain't showing up. Ben Franklin getting some help from France, he ain't showing up. Nobody's showing up. So when you keep thinking, I wonder what's going on. Look in the mirror every day when you brush your teeth. That's who's showing up. That's it. That's all. There is no more. There is no sealed indictments. There is no 5D chess. There is no whatever the bleep else that's supposed to happen. What was that? Q horse manure? None of that is happening, ladies and gentlemen. You are a fool if you're still buying into the bunk. Oh, well, he's biding his time. He's about to unleash it before he gets out. You are a dreaming dope if you buy into this mess. If you are within the sound of my voice, you are a fool if you still buying this mess, man. An idiot. Okay. Let's try to keep it calm. Let's try to keep it measured, and let's try to just cover the news. We do like the Tom Brokaw voice. Yeah. Let's cover the news, all the news that you need to see. And that's all we're going to show you. All right, let's see what we can show you just to reveal to you what's going down. Before I do, let me just talk about the dominance displays one more time, because a lot of people are not going to go back and listen to the show called Dominance Displays. They're not going to go back and listen to the other shows. So you're going to be forced to just get the microcosm right now. So what this really means is you see this in primates, especially the big ones. You see this in larger mammals. We're talking bears. We're talking deer. Heck, your dog. My dog sitting right next to me here. Daisy, shout out to you, girl. Hold it down tight. If she's snoring too much, let me know. But yeah, that's what it's all about, dominance displays. In every pack, in every group, there is a dominant and there is a submissive. There is an alpha and there are betas. So you see this mostly in large primates, aka the chimps, the gorillas, the bonobos. You also see this in even larger primates that are not apes, like baboons and the mandrills. Same thing. So there's a large male that is the pack leader. He's leading the group. He will literally mount these submissive males to show his dominance. He will bare his teeth and show his lovely canines. He'll do an eyelid flash. That means you better watch yourself. And he will bite you, he will fight you, and he will mount you. Not in a sexual way, but in a I'm the boss way. These are dominance displays. You see difference but similar in canines. You see different but similar in bears and deer and the like. Okay? You see this kind of mess all the time. I'm not breaking any new ground for you, I don't believe. That's what you see, that's what you see. So, what we are witnessing as a nation occur in this country is dominance displays. We are being punked. We're being punked out. I don't know if anybody watched the NBA, but I can't think of this guy's name, and I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but I'm not going to say it because if it's wrong, you know, this other guy's going to get called a small bundle of sticks or something. But if you saw the Knicks win whatever joke level like in-season tournament the NBA is trying to roll out now just to get people to forget that it's a joke level rigged, like wussy, non-existent defense. Everybody is chucking up threes kind of league anymore. So they have an in-season tournament now, and bottom line is the Knicks finally won something. After like 50 years, the Knicks finally won some little joke-level in-season tournament, kind of akin to the Lakers winning that COVID tournament BS that they had like 4 years ago or something. But in this one, you saw this live on TV. One of the stars for the Knicks' name is Brunson, and another player on the team who I know this is who it is, but I'm holding back because I don't want to, besmirch somebody else. But another player on the team, while they're presenting the trophy, like live on TV in the middle of Madison Square Garden, this guy, you can see, puts his thumb up this guy's bum. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. And Brunson turns around like, what the? And the guy's like licking his lips and kind of smiling about it. Okay, that's a dominance display. That's what we see in the human form. That's like a mild level, okay? But that's what we're seeing in Los Estados Unidos ahora in the District of Criminals, okay? That's what's going down, ladies and gentlemen. Pun intended. Here's one of them. Let me see if I can show some for you. Take that off the screen. Here's one of them. This is J.D. Vance's deal. This is America. This is America. The supposedly 1892 Supreme Court said, yo, we're a Christian nation, 1892. Famous case. Of course, we're not. I mean, we may have been in 1892, but we're not now. This is clear. This is prima facie. This is in your face. En la cara. Ahora. Because now, not only did J.D. Vance, again, the guy who's married to some Hindi chick, not a Christian, the guy who's changed his name at least 4 times that we know of. Heavens to Betsy, I can't even keep up with all the names of J.D. Vance, folks. So J.D. Vance also going in there and now having a light the menorah party. Can you believe this, folks? Can you really stomach this sort of mess? Lighting the menorah party, J.D. Vance is throwing it. And apparently you can get your own yarmulke at the J.D. Vance menorah lighting with the vice presidential seal on it. I mean, maybe it's like Disney World where they'll like monogram your name on it. I'm not really sure. But that's what we got going on, folks. Had a bunch of small bundles of sticks singing and dancing around at the party, too. I guess they were allegedly Marines. I find that hard to believe. But that's what's going on. Again, we're a Christian nation, though, right? I mean, if you want to believe that. But wait, there's more. This is from yesterday, in case you missed it. This is darn near hysterical, too. Let's zoom in a little bit, because some people are going, what the heck is going on here? That's Trump, baby, the alleged leader of the free world. That's DJT, the alleged commander-in-chief of all the military forces in America. And here he is getting manhandled by a greatest ally talk show host and just shook around, and he's got the hand around the shoulder. He's pointing to him. He is doing a dominance display. Everything I just mentioned a few moments ago that you see in primates and canids and large mammals showing who the dominant member of the pack is, that's what we saw last night in the District of Criminals. We saw Mark Levin, greatest ally, punkin' DJT. He even comes out and says, yo, DJT is the first Jewish president from 6 years ago. And Trump's like, oh, yeah, that's me. That's me, first Israeli president, I guess. And then he's getting, shook around by the collar as you would any submissive as a dominant would do. That's what we got. That's our commander-in-chief, folks. And in case you missed this one, this is Commander-in-Chief from a few months ago. This is when everybody with a brain, a modicum of gray matter between their orejas, should have picked up on the obvious, folks. Should have picked up on it. The president of the United States, the leader of the free world, shouldn't be pulling chairs out for anybody. Nobody. Except maybe his wife. La esposa. But that's the deal, folks. If you don't get this, like the biblical yin and yang, the biblical balance, the biblical connection of the husband and the wife, the mother and the father, that balance, that mutual respect, admiration, that's where you see this. That's where you're supposed to see this. Where you're not supposed to see this is on the grandest of all stages in D.C. as DJT pulls out the chair for BB. Good night. I've rhymed like 6 times in 30 seconds, folks. It's getting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But this is real, folks. This is real life. So this is what you should have picked up on 6 months ago, whenever the belief this was. DJT pulling out somebody's chair. Total insanity. But wait, there's more. Because everybody seemed to have to get in on this. This joker, the only boob up there not wearing a yarmulke, I guess he's like the grand poobah of rabbi up there, ironically enough. Excuse me. This guy was up on the stage a couple days ago, I think, in D.C., where he was lighting the menorah for the first time. But now he's meeting with Bondi. He's meeting with old Bondi there. the do-nothing of all do-nothings. I mean, if you thought Bill Barr was a do-nothing, Pam Bondi went, hold my beer. I got some do-nothing for you. I got this snazzy pantsuit looking very Hillary Clinton-esque. And she gonna do even less than Bill did a Barr. Bill Barr, second gen deep state operative, NWO, original gangster. That's Bill Barr. But Pam Bondi's going deep, man. She's taking it deep down Broadway with these line drive home runs. Just knocking them out of the park of doing nothing. So she had to meet with the rabbis too. She had to kiss the ring of Israel, our greatest ally, and meet with all the guys, I guess, because we got Lutnick. I don't know the rest of these clowns, and I don't want to. But we got Lutnick, who is the Commerce Secretary. I only know Lutnick because he's like the laughing boy that anytime, I guess, Trump's in a bind, they call Lutnick over there. The guy who had Epstein living next to him, the guy who took over the Epstein estate when he allegedly killed himself. If you buy that, please shoot me a line. I got some oceanfront property in Arizona I'd love to sell you if you believe for a solitary second that Jeffrey Epstein is dead, that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself, or that Jeffrey Epstein has not got a ton of information on these boobs in Hollywood, in D.C., and all around the world. But don't worry, you should have known that you were being punked also. Can we just call getting trumped getting punked now? Because that's what it should be. When you're getting treated like a female dog, when you're getting treated like the punk of all punks, when you're getting treated like a convict in prison that's wearing lipstick with his pants a little bit down, you know what I'm talking about? That is really what being trumped should now be associated with, when you're just getting treated like a piece of filth. Okay? I'm trying to use all the PG euphemisms that I can here without taking it over the line, but I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. Okay? So there's Lutnick. There's, I guess, snazzy pantsuit Pam Bondi from the Hillary collection. And they're all kissing the ring of the rabbi so they can light the menorah too, because why not, right? Let me see. This is the other boob, Laura Rez. She was all over the media in the last few. Laura Rez. Can we zoom in on Laura? Because, my goodness, we need to, don't we? No, we don't. I'm going to zoom back out. The Embassy of Israel. So she is, she's there at the podium, Embassy of Israel, and I can't recall what her organization is. Something like Defending Israel Against whatever. I don't care. That's what's so funny. You expect me to like know all this knowledge and have it at a job. I would if I gave a rat's patoot about these morons, but the real funny is in her Defending Israel organization. Let me look it up because somebody's going to cry if I don't get it right. And I know, so, I can't believe you're not putting her Israel. You're not acting like it's real and it's not going to be real unless you say it's real. Her organization is Stop Anti-Semitism. That's her deal. Okay, Stop Anti-Semitism. Just want to make sure we're getting it right. Mm-hmm. Social media influencer. Yeah, that's her. Mm-hmm. Director of Stop Anti-Semitism. Ooh, yeah. Okay, there you are, Leora Rez. I can't remember. There's some other Rez fool that I covered in the last couple of weeks, but who cares? Leora came out, I think it was about 48 hours ago, and came out at the Embassy of Israel as director of Stop Anti-Semitism. And she went on this whole jag about, and it's kind of funny because really kind of regurgitating the same Pam Bondi stuff that I guess got that guy in Florida put in the slammer because he criticized our greatest ally. And then Pam Bondi already came out and said, yo, if you say anything besmirching our greatest ally, we're coming for you. Bad boys, what you gonna do? And then Leora Rez took it one step beyond. I mean, she was about singing some old school hardcore lyrics. She was like, yo, there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. We're gonna ruin your life. We're talking about straight edge revenge, dance floor justice. We're talking about a firestorm to purify. If you dare to besmirch the greatest ally of all time, we are going to ruin you. We're coming for you. Oh, yeah, brother. I mean, it's so comical. It's like she shook up a bunch of old school straight edge hardcore lyrics and she sort of merged them with some hilarious 80s wrestling podium talk. You know, we're coming for you, brother. We're going to stomp you to the ground. You might not know, but we're going to tell you. You know, that's the kind of ridiculous mess that she was spouting, except it was coming from this boob that looks like the Crypt Keeper's daughter. Looks like if Skeletor had a daughter, it'd look like this lady. And I realize I'm getting put on like 10 different lists right now. Not only is Leona and Pam Bondi and I don't even know, maybe Lutnick too is going to be gunning for me, I suppose, after this interview. Or not interview, after this show. So I'll double down and say I'm not suicidal nor homicidal. I ain't taking anybody out, least of all myself. So, if you don't know, now you know. I ain't going nowhere. All right, so that was Leora. And did we already cover this? I mean, we covered it on the previous show, but somebody didn't grasp it. Let me put this up again. Because BB just came out yesterday, and BB said, America would not exist without our greatest ally. Whoa. I can't even keep up with the amount of money that we have given Israel. I've lost count, man. Maybe we should have something like the national debt ticker, but we should have how much money has America urinated away to Israel ticker. Because I know, I put this on my social media accounts yesterday, but we're giving a few million to Taiwan, and we're doubling down on more billions to Israel, more millions to the Ukraine. I think there was another country in Asia that was getting some more loot from us too. I mean, it's just like a giveaway. It's like a Christmas bonus for everybody except the American people. It's a comedy, folks. I mean, you can't cover all this like me all the time and not think this is the most hilarious thing you've ever seen. It's got to be a comedy. Whew. There's Pam Bondi again. That's a different rabbi. That's not the same guy. I think he was on the right before. That's a different rabbi. So, not the same dude in the hat from before. That's concerning. And if you missed us, we got old Miriam Adelson. You remember her, don't you? Yeah, she looks like if Skeletor had a wife, it'd be Miriam Adelson. Yeah, it wouldn't be the sorceress. What am I thinking about? The bad chick on He-Man. Oh man, I'm blanking on the bad girl from He-Man. Anyway, it wouldn't be her. It'd be Miriam Adelson. I think this was caught on a hot mic a couple days back. Old Miriam saying, "Yo, how much could we pay your butt to run for a third term?" And she was intimating they've already looked into the logistics of it and the legalities of it. And for a couple more bill, man, we could maybe get DJT to run for a third term. Maybe he could be like old, what was that commie fruit bat back in the day? FDR? Yeah, that's him. Maybe we could get a second FDR. We'd call it DJT. He could just give all of the monies to Israel and to the Ukraine and to any other nation except ours. And this is the best part. He'll get on the mic and brag about how we're recovering all this money through the tariffs. And then it's just kind of and a hush fills the room. And a hush. We're getting all this money from these tariffs, but where exactly is it going? And then you turn on the news, or you don't turn on the news because no one does that anymore. But you look on social media and you figure out, like, holy shnikes, we got more billions going to somebody else. This is crazy. You know, at Christmas, they used to have a fireman's party. I'd go to with my family. At the end of the party, all the firemen would have got like a brown paper sack, and there'd be some fruit in there. A couple of those horrible peppermints that make me want to chog. But, everybody got a little fruit bag at the end of it. It's not like that anymore because the American people will just get treated like dirt, and I guess they'll get hunted down if they dare say anything bad about Israel. And then Trump will laugh at you for believing that America first is a thing. And he'll laugh at you if you actually believe that the Epstein list is real and that list should be released. It's all just a big joke. And then he'll go, well, we've released all these documents and documents and documents. Yeah, the documents look like a black piece of paper with a few white lines on them. That's about it, folks. None of these people are going anywhere. Like, I hope people didn't actually believe that. No, they're not. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Barry Soetoro, Joe Biden. What do you got? All those clowns and filth, AOC and Rashida Tlaib. Who's that other Ilhan Omar? All these pieces of human refuse. They're not getting anywhere. They're probably going to get elected again and probably to a higher office. The Anthony Weiner laptop, none of those people are going anywhere, people. They're not. It's all a joke. It is a dominance display. It is a humiliation ritual, and the American people are the butt of the joke. That's like the big thing people have not yet hammered out, and they haven't figured this out. Oh, my heavens to Murgatroyd. It's sad, folks. Sad. That's really what's going down, folks. Have we got some more? I haven't listened to any Candace Owens in a long time, but allegedly she met with Erica Kirk. And if you believe in any of this Charlie Kirk jive, again, shoot me an email because I got some property in Arizona. It's oceanfront, right there. You can look out your window and you'll see the Atlantic Ocean. Shoot me a line if you still believe any of this Charlie Kirk mess. Any of it at all. But allegedly, Candace was meeting with Erica a couple days ago. They met for 3.5 hours or whatever it was. And then Candace came out with her whole like Israel montage and then told, yeah, I'm just kidding. You think I'm just fronting like that? Yo, think I'm going to change my tune. Anyway, I didn't really listen to any of it, but it apparently really caught the ire of everybody. Oh my gosh, she came out with this montage for Israel. Like, people could not pick up on the sarcasm. Like, nobody could pick up on the jokey joke. So that was pretty funny. I'm thinking about doing that myself. I'm going to try. I don't think I'm going to have time before Christmas, but I'm going to try to put up like as I've mentioned this in previous shows, that I was going to put up like the most generic, like patriot show in the world. I would have like a big Gadsden flag in the back, and there'd be just random neon lights behind me. Big Gadsden flag, and just, I don't know, maybe an American flag, but probably not. Just a Gadsden flag and just random neon lights. Ooh, I know what I need. I need one of those cut out like wooden American flags that looks kind of like it's fouled up or something. Need one of those next to the Gadsden flag. That's like all the cliche of cliche things that you need to be like a plus podcaster. That's how you get the big bucks. If I did that, I could probably get interviews with like DJT and maybe what's that other clown? Bongino. I could totally get a Bongino interview or something on that one. But no, what I really need, and I should do this before Christmas, is come out with like a huge lit menorah behind my head. And like it would be in front of a waving Israeli flag. And the whole show, I would just talk about how it's the globalists and it's the Muslims, and that America just needs to stand by their man. And DJT is going to work it all out. And maybe I could even talk a little bit of Q at the very end. Like, the Q drops told me that. What's that clown? Oh, my gosh. I cannot think of this guy's name. He's on AJ's deal at the end of the first Trump regime. If you're in the comments, just shoot me that guy's information. I cannot think of his name, man. Oh, man. What in the devil's that guy's name? He was the one that was saying, like, end of Trump regime 1, it's all going to work out. It's going to be fine. And he's like some doctor, deep state, heavy intelligence guy. He was touted as like the be-all, end-all. Like, he knows everything. And he's going to tell you all the answers. Like, he's the guru. He's the magi in the room. Like, God tells Moses to do the staff, and then, like, the Magi does the staff, too. It's like, he knows, too. Oh, my gosh, we better trust the Magi instead of Moses. It's that sort of thing. But anyway, if I do that, if I could do, like, the fake backdrop, Israeli flag, huge lit menorah. I know Owen did the funny thing where he had the hat, whatever that weird hat is that looks kind of like a lampshade if they put Ewok fur on it or something. I don't know what the heck that is, but if I could do one of those, but I mean, Owen already did that. That was pretty hilarious. Hats off to Owen for that one. But in lieu of that, let's get this going, because this was definitely awesome. Yeah, let's play some. Hi. Maybe I could get this guy on the show. I bet I could. There's Huckabee. Huckabee, baby. Hi. Maybe there's going to be a full-on hardcore band that does the same stuff as Leora Rez, because she was spitting mad hardcore lyrics, and they could put a hardcore band behind that, and it would just be all Israel hardcore band, where they just talk, we're going to get you, brother, and we're going to kill you, and that sort of stuff. If you say anything bad, we're coming for you. That would be pretty doggone hilarious, I think. Whew. All right, we got some more stuff to get into. Not a heck of a lot, to be honest with you. I'm kind of done. But we'll cover some news bits just to take you home to the midnight hour. Well, actually, we're already in the midnight hour. All right, we'll take you home for another 15. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Wanted to cover this because this is hilarious. The Brown shooting. I think you've all seen like the AI transformer guy up there saying, like, don't say brown shooter. It implies that he's brown. Like, whatever the case may be. I saw this news bit right before I went live, and I just didn't care. So I didn't look into who the shooter was. All I figured out was something you should have probably already figured out. The shooter's dead. Holy shnikes, I can't believe it. Man, that never happens in an op or a false flag. The shooter's dead. Good grief. Great day in the morning. So anyway, if it was this crazed Muslim guy that shot up Brown University there in Rhode Island, we'll never know because he's dead. He's apparently died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound in some sort of storage building. They had the FBI out there, like stomping around in the snow like they were looking for, I don't even know. Like maybe they were looking for a rifle in the snow and they thought, you know what? We've got metal detectors, but pee-pee on that. We're just going to stomp around in the snow. We're going to stomp up the crime scene because when there's a crime scene, the first thing you want to do is completely destroy it. If 9/11 and the Charlie Kirk shooting taught us nothing, that should have taught you that. First thing you do when there's a crime is completely destroy the crime scene. Just like Sandy Hook, right? Remember that false flag joke level baloney? Just like Sandy Hook. You just got to destroy the crime scene. It happens every time. So the FBI was out there stomping around. I guess Kash Patel was hanging out with his honeypot doing some more podcasting. I don't know. But anyway, this is kind of a moot point because allegedly this individual is dead. But we got to show this transformer creature. I don't know what in the devil this is. This looks like something spooky off the Smurfs or something. Maybe something from the Dark Crystal or Legend. Maybe something from Legend. Maybe something from the Dark Crystal. Maybe something from Labyrinth. I mean, this transformer creature could fit into all of the above. This is another individual that did not get the memo, or perhaps this is somebody that just doesn't care. Halloween can be year-round if you make it that way, folks. That's what I've said before. Halloween can be a year-round experience. It's just up to you. You don't have to let Halloween be just a once-a-year thing. Halloween can be every day. Halloween can be worldwide. Halloween can be all the time. And whatever this creature is living up to the moniker, man. Good grief. This is, again, one of these sign language people. I did a post on every social media about this because I've had it up to the gills with the sign language people. Here's a newsflash for you folks. For the PC imbeciles that are going along with this, for the people that just want validation, for they're doing the right thing. They're just doing the right thing. For the virtue signalers and the virtue regurgitators, I guess. Here's a big newsflash for it. We have less deaf people now than ever. True facts. Look up the stats. I could be wrong. Somebody fact check me on that. Less deaf people than ever in the history of humanity. Okay. And we also have more technology to help the people that are truly deaf more now than we've ever had before. That's true. Here's what else we also have, people. We also have a little something. You might be unfamiliar with this. I mean, it's only been in existence for about 20 years at least, perhaps 30. On everything that you ever receive a video stream from now, there's something called closed captioning. This might be crazy for you. If you look at the bottom right of the screen in whatever platform you happen to be listening to and or watching this on, there's going to be a CC in a little small rectangular box. If you click that, you're going to be really shocked and surprised and utterly amazed because the words that are coming out of my mouth in auditory form are going to then show up in a textual format. That's pretty wild because I really wanted to get this swamp creature dude. I'm thinking that's a dude in a dress or something. I mean, he's got long hair like he's in a 70s band, but I ain't buying it. I'm pretty sure this is a transformer. So this guy, or chick, whatever, this thing is clearly doing some sign languaging to the ridiculous level. Nobody can listen to whatever this boob is saying because who can possibly focus with this crypt keeper doing like the pantomime of all pantomimes, man. This is making mimery look ridiculous. This is absolutely buffoonery. This is just nuts. I would love to be able to get this creature on my show to just sit in the corner and just sign language the whole show. I mean, would that make the show more compelling or what? Because just me ain't much. Because if you got one of these crypt keepers next to me doing this number, oh my heavens. Like, this deal is out of flipping control. All right, we got to play this just for laughs, and then we'll roll.
There is no footage. I'll try to say it again. There is no footage that depicts this individual.
Unbelievable. Who said Halloween's over? Check this out one more time.
There is no footage. I'll try to say it again. There is no footage that depicts this individual.
I mean, she did the Cringer Claw from He-Man. She was doing the spooky eyes. It was nutty, man. It was totally scaring me to death. I can't imagine having to see this mess in real life, live, in the flesh. Can you imagine seeing this in the flesh, people? Crazy. Insane in the membrane crazy is what I'm saying. But don't worry, because any event now, I don't know if you like lose your street cred if you don't have one of these creatures doing this nonsense in the corner. What? I don't know. I just don't know. But what I do know is I wish I had this person on my show. I do. It would make the show more entertaining, and we'd all get a good laugh out of it. Oh, hold on. We got to cut the audio on that one. We got to cut audio. Sorry. I was going to show you this clip, and I can't keep the audio because YouTube will get scared that I'm using something without their permission. So I think you all know what I got to talk about here. I'm sorry, I just hit the table with my ring there. It's making everybody wince and cry. Don't cry, folks. It's okay. Just stick with me for about 10 more minutes, and I'll get off the air. Okay, so what you've really been holding out for, I mean, it's going to be scary and sadden a lot of people. It's the sycophants online that are just comical with this stuff. Like, there's the sycophants that still think Trump's the real deal. These are the same sycophants that think everybody in his cabinet is the real deal. And the same people that I guess, like, loved Dan Bongino for years on his podcast and thought he was the real deal. I can't even believe that anybody buys any of this as being legitimate at all. You could talk to a preschool class and give them the facts that I've laid out on this show ad nauseum. You could show some of these clips from the news broadcast, and any preschooler would go, that seems like a bunch of hogwash. I don't believe that. And like a preschooler is going, no, I don't believe that's true. I believe in the Great Pumpkin before I believe that Dan Bongino was ever legitimate, was ever going to do butt kiss. And he went on this, what it was like 6 months now, where he's like, I'm thinking about leaving. I might leave. I'm thinking about leaving. I might leave. And what the blip kind of bleeped up mess is this? This is like some stupid girlfriend that keeps, dangling. I think I'm going to leave you. I'm going to think about it some more. Okay, then just do it and shut up, Dan. We should have left 6 months ago. No one cares, buddy. No one wants to hear this, I'm thinking about leaving. Oh, I can't take you anymore. Whatever. If anybody knew that the Trump regime was a joke, it'd be the people in his immediate cabinet. So either you were too stupid to figure out that it was a joke, you were going along with the joke, or you were just a brain-dead troglodyte. I mean, these are the options that are laid out before you. But Danny Boy, allegedly, we don't even know. I guess he's out. I think I saw something like effective January 1st. Dan Bongino's leaving. Oh boy. And then today, I of course saw like there's some chick, blonde-haired chick, of course, a DEI hire, that I guess is going to fill in for Danny Boy in his absence. I thought it was Marco Rubio, but whatever these clowns are, So I guess Danny Boy's out on January 1st, but everybody's just going to wring hands, gnash teeth, and rend garments. But you should be thinking about this lovely clip that I had to put out from about 2 weeks ago. We should loop this. I've posted this all over social media. This is Dan Bongino doing his best Barney Fife impersonation. Yeah, I mean, when I saw this, I couldn't believe no one else caught it. I was like, Dan Bongino is channeling Barney Fife? Bernard P. Fife from the great Andy Griffith Show? Dan Bongino, this alleged, big cabinet official, oh my goodness, he's in the Trump party, he's in the regime and everything. He's going to get to the bottom of this. He's going to bring justice. Yeah, he's going to, He's going to show these deep staters. He's going to get to the bottom of the pedophile rings. Oh, Dan Bongino is going to knock the deep state out. And then I saw this jive turkey mess. And I thought, no grown man does this. This, again, is a humiliation ritual. This is comedic. This is not something a grown man does. This is retarded. No grown man does this as like a real thing. He might do this in jest. Like I would do this like making fun of it, or I would do this like pretending to be Barney Fife. But you can tell Dan is like, he's real on this. He is like, yeah, this is me showing how tough I am. This is what a joke level America is now, because we don't have real tough men. We have people pantomiming tough men. We have people that think talking loud and pretending like they're going to fight everybody and having prosthetic testes on the back of their truck and, wearing Gadsden flags and American flags and, doing the, oh, real buff at the gym. I'm real buff at the gym. You've seen these things where like these big meathead steroid guys at the gym, and there's like a guy that's just like a rock climber. He looks like he's like $150. He's going in there and moving around big weights, and they're like stupefied. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, I mean, in my parents' generation and my grandparents' generation, you didn't have this pantomiming of tough guys. This didn't really exist. Tough guys were just quiet men who did the right thing. If you crossed them, they were going to stomp you into the ground, but they didn't need to display this, I'm a Barney Fife. Like, when I was a kid and my grandparents and parents' generation, people that did that were like Barney Fife. If you've never seen the Ed Griffith Show, that was Barney Fife in a nutshell. He was the biggest nothing ever, but he would always pretend like he was the toughest guy in the room. He was always the biggest and baddest. He knew karate. He could shoot a gun. Oh, he was going to stomp them out, and he was going to get all the criminals. And it was Barney Fife, folks. People have somehow missed the fact that this sort of behavior is just a caricature. It's a cope for being weak and pathetic. That's what this is, man. Like, we do not live in a nation of tough men anymore. We live in a nation of Barney Fifes that just act tough and go through this masquerade of pretending to be tough. But they're not. I guess they grew up on too much like Rambo and these like fictional stories that's all they were, folks. It was an act. Like Sylvester Stallone was not Rambo. He was Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone was not Rocky. He was Sylvester Stallone, folks. I mean, I've talked about this so many times on the show. It's the parasocial relationship. Please look into this term. It's when people cannot differentiate their relationship in reality between their relationship to a star. Like, they legitimately think that they're in some sort of real relationship with Dan Bongino because they follow him on social media. They think that Trump is really their guy because they showed up at a rally and urinated away like their whole day, standing around a bunch of other sheep and pretending like everything was going to work out. It's no different than, if you remember the 80s, the Jodie Foster deal. Like, somebody was stalking Jodie Foster, and oh my God. That was a prime example of a parasocial relationship. People really believed that they had this relationship with Jodie Foster. It's somebody that, they saw Jodie Foster once and she waved to them. Oh my gosh. Oh, me and Jodie talk all the time. Oh yeah, Jodie's the best. She's my biggest supporter. Oh, she understands me. I mean, this is a sort of mental illness that people are now living in. It's nutty as a fruitcake, but I mean, that's where we are in year of our Lord 2025 because people are so mentally unstable. People are gone, folks. Shout out to the great Big Reed. You can find him on Facebook and Instagram. I love his work. We're gone, folks. We're gone. That's Big Reed, baby. Shout out to you, Big Reed. But that's what's up, man. People are just gone. And people are living in this cognitive dissonance where they want to believe that things are going to get better, but then they're hit in the face with the reality with like, yo, we're just gone. They want to believe that Trump's going to guide us into the right direction, but then they see him pulling out chairs for Bibi. Then they see all the menorahs all over D.C. They see everybody in the cabinet kissing the ring of rabbis. They see the vice president or whatever his name is now, doing all this Israel, greatest ally, kiss my grit, all this mess. And then you have to come to the realization that, yo, this is a bunch of bull. We're being touted more lies. And if you look further and further, you'll see how much everything has been a lie. So it's that cognitive dissonance. It's that it's all going to work out. Oh, my husband just slapped me around again. Oh, he's not going to do that anymore. Oh, my husband just kicked me down the stairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, does this hopefully ringing true? I'm trying to draw these different parallels and analogies to you, and I'm pretty sure that my listening audience already gets this. But it's just pathetic. It's pathetic that that's where we are as a nation, and it's just a big humiliation ritual. One more thing I wanted to talk about. I can't recall. Let me pull it up on the screen because I'm going to forget about it. We talked about the Brown shooting. We talked about Dan Bongino. We talked a little J.D. Vance on the side. I guess we've pretty much covered what I wanted to cover. Gracious goodness sakes alive, folks. It's just a mess. I mean, you should already know it. We'll put the graphic back on the screen. No, go. We'll put the graphic back on the screen. One nation under Israel. When I came up with the title of this show and I did the artwork for the show, I mean, that's the one thing that kept ringing in my brain. We are one nation under Israel. We're not an American nation. We're not a Christian nation. The people that we have supposedly elected, and if you believe in elections, please see also other fictitious creatures. I believe in Bigfoot a whole lot more than I believe in elections. You know what I mean? I believe in UFOs 100% more than elections. Ghosts, 100% more than elections. I don't know if I believe in Elvis being alive, but I believe in all those other things way more than I do elections. Okay? But we are one nation under Israel. You cannot fake the funk anymore. You cannot possibly think otherwise. After living through this last week, after even having a little vaguest sense of what's going on in the world, just maybe casually walking by a TV, maybe just casually looking at social media just for a few moments a day, when you're just bombarded, inundated, and otherwise suffused with menorahs and Judaism and yarmulkes and Kiss My Ring, I Love Israel. I mean, the whole 9 yards is just downright sickening, folks. Sickening. How can anyone possibly say that they're a Christian nation in the United States anymore? Please don't be that stupid. I mean, it's just downright comical. And we're approaching the Christmas season, and you should know these things going into the holidays. You should have this obvious information in your database because you know you're going to get tested at the dinner table. You know you'll be stupid enough to invite those fringe family members and those ne'er-do-well carpetbaggers and piles of filth. Well, I feel bad. Let's just invite. No, you shouldn't, you big boob. Don't invite trash into your house. But I know you will. So when you do, you should know. We're not a Christian nation anymore. We are not one nation under God. We are one nation under Israel. We're one nation under BB. Trump is not our president. He is just some boob that lives in the White House occasionally. It's BB, folks. It's BB Netanyahu. It's whoever that Wilds woman is. Nobody knows where these blips came from. It looks like another scary monster. So those are the people that are actually running stuff. You know, I crack jokes on the DEI because every single commie-run city, there's some sort of lesbian-looking transformer creature woman that is head of the city, head of the police force, head of what have you. And then you look at DC and you've got this Wilds woman. You got Miriam Adelson, Skeletor's wife. Trump is surrounded by the feminine energy of demonic creatures. I can't say it any other way. That's what's really going down. And I think he is completely sold out to our greatest ally. He's just in it for whatever at this point. There's no rhyme or reason to it. He should just step down. Just put Wilds in charge or put JD or whatever he wants to call himself in charge and be done with it. I don't know. All these people talking about the health scare and look at his hands and he doesn't look strong. And the last speech or whatever from yesterday, he didn't look strong. Are you kidding me? How could you look strong when you've already said it's America first, but then you say, nay, it's Israel first. Then you say we're going to go after the people that question Israel. Then you say we're going to go after the people that want the Epstein client list revealed. Then you're going to say we're going to go after people that actually want these criminal scumbags arrested. So ironically enough, it's kind of everything the communist left has told us Trump was, and now he's just being it. Isn't that weird? So like the communist left is like, oh, he's a tyrant. Oh, he's going to take all your rights away. Oh, he's going to put you in jail for your speech. Oh, he's going to take you. Well, it looks like that's all true. So, I mean, it was a post I saw today. It was some leftist lunatic, but she was talking about how America's not that great and it's not free and blah, 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 blah. And it was obviously some person of the right ilk would say, oh, what do you think about this? How do you agree or disagree with her? And I want to be like, dude, I totally agree with this chick. I mean, sure, she's a nose ring transformer with blue hair and tattoos, look like a wombat, but I mean, I don't disagree with the lady. She's pretty darn accurate. Not saying I'm joining Antifa or anything. I'm burning down the city. I'm just saying, hey, what's that stupid BS, AJ? I'm just calling balls and strikes. I'm just calling balls and strikes, except everything does is a ball. Yeah, so, when the boobs on the left get it right, I'm going to call them right on it, They're right. I don't know if we'd be any better under Kamala. I really don't. Oh, but the tariffs, John. We got all these tariffs coming in. Okay, great. What does that mean to me? It's like saying my neighbor's got a great big screen TV. He's putting in a pool and a hot tub. I'm like, great. Doesn't affect my bottom line in the least. Don't care. Fascinating. All right. I'm going to stop yammering because I'm sweating in this place. I hate the heat. Got to go to bed. All right, folks. I'll be seeing you next Tuesday, God willing, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can't do everything, but you can do something. Get out there, do your part, make a difference, and I'll be seeing you sooner than later in the Anomic Age.
Thank you for listening to The Anomic Age, a John Age project. For past shows, further info, and to comment, go to anomicage.com. That's ANOMICAGE.com. Till next time, thank you for listening to The Anomic Age.
Thank you.